Hi, I'm Deborah Henson-Conant. I am here with Frank Voltz, and we are going to be talking about his participation and teaching and playing and doing amazing things at the International Harp Festival in Danville in May. So Frank, welcome to this series.
Hey, Deb, it's great to be here. Thanks so much for inviting me to be part of the interview.
Oh, I'm loving it already. I'm
And
loving seeing your harps in the background. We have like dueling harps. It's great.
oh yeah, except you sound a lot better on yours.
Well, neither of us, we both sound good right now, or neither of us are playing. So Frank, you are known as, a player and also as an arranger and as a teacher. So, and I know you're doing like 9 different workshops at the International Harp Festival. Is that right?
Well, most conferences, I teach 3 workshops in a weekend and play a concert in the evening. This is the first time in my life I have been invited to teach 9 workshops and play an evening concert as well. So I think everybody who comes to the International Harp Festival is going to get the full blast of Frank Voltz. Everything I know is going to come out sometime during the weekend.
Well, that's exciting, actually. That's wonderful. So tell me what the workshops are and what people are gonna learn.
Well, let's see. On Thursday, I'm going to be teaching, and I'm just referring to my notes. Sorry for not looking at you. I'm going to be teaching You've Got Rhythm. And most people hate rhythm, or they're intimidated by rhythm, or they just don't think they have rhythm, or there's some sort of problem. But rhythm can be fun. And so we take rhythm and do all kinds of crazy things. We go around the room and everybody pronounces their name and we figure out what the rhythm is for that. Like Deborah Henson-Conant is going to, I'm not going to do it now because I might embarrass myself. But anyway, so we have fun with rhythm, and it's a great class.
That's great. So it sounds like you start with language and then go from there to rhythms that we might see, on the page or something like that, which are so often intimidating.
Correct. The other thing I want to mention is I did quite a bit of research about this workshop because rhythm was never a problem for me, so I had to figure out how to teach rhythm because and I was able to come up with several things that if you're a teacher and you're having trouble teaching rhythm, coming to this class will give you the tools you need to help your students do well.
Well, that's really exciting for 2 reasons. First of all, one thing I noticed is that it's much more difficult to teach something, if you have, how can I say this? It's much more difficult to teach something if it came easy for you, and yet it's fascinating when you delve into it to find out what it's made of. So that's one thing. And I also know that there's a Eurythmics class that's going to be taught at International Harp Festival. So people are going to walk away from this festival with a much more solid sense of rhythm, which I know gives everybody so much a feeling of confidence. So that's great.
Yeah.
Cool. So what else? That's
okay.
number 1 out of 9.
That's 1. Yeah. Okay. The laundry list continues. The next is Geography of the Harp. I would have to say that Geography of the Harp is probably my most popular workshop.
Wow.
Because it teaches the spatial, not special, spatial aspects of the harp. You can grab a triad. I'm demonstrating it on the screen, sort of. And a triad is the same no matter where you are on the harp. A first inversion chord is the same place everywhere on the harp. An octave, just like on a piano, an octave is always the same. Everything else doesn't work on a piano.
Right, that's right.
The little white and black buttons, they get in the way.
Right.
But on a harp, there's nothing that gets in the way. So you can create all of these different forms with your hands, and by doing so, you can make music. And so that's what Geography of the Harp is all about. And it kind of takes the whole looking at the music over on the music stand and looking at the strings on the harp and just kind of puts everything together so that you can be all there together, one place at the harp strings.
That's exciting. And I'm thinking about that, how I've had such a hard time reading music. And I think in part it's because I'm trying to read the notes. But as you're talking about it, it sounds like you're almost saying like you would read the shapes. And as soon as you do that, you're just so quickly able to get, like, it's like hearing a whole sentence instead of just having to, spell it out note by note. So that's great. Cool.
Well, the other thing about geography of the harp is if you understand your chords, like your root position, first inversion, second inversion, you can look at a chord in a piece of music, and if you know what the chord is, you only have to read one of the notes.
Right. I know. That's so great.
By themselves.
That is so cool. All right, good. So so far I'm hearing things that are really going to give people confidence, and that they're good for people both like me, who's an advanced player, but who may have missed some of this, and also for people who are more what I would call fledgling players. So Frank, that's 2 out of the 9. So what are the others?
Okay, the third workshop I'm going to teach is called Cool Chords You Can Use. Cool chords, when I refer to cool chords, I'm thinking of 7th chords, 9th chords, 11th chords, 13th chords, and these are chords that are very confusing to most musicians because jazz chords are not the most common things that you see every day. But I have created a way to create a major chord, a minor 7th chord, a minor or a major 9 chord. Actually, let me take that back.
Look, my brain is already good. But it sounds like what you're saying is you've found a way to do this in a way that's going to be really simple for us. And what I love about this is when we talk about them, when we actually say the words, our brains are like blah, 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 blah. But it sounds like you've got a way to make it really easy for us to do that.
Okay, let me explain how easy it is. Your right hand only has one position.
Whoa, so it never moves. Oh, wow,
Your right
cool.
hand never moves. Your left hand only has 3 positions.
Cool.
One for major minor, one for major minor 7, and one for major minor 9. It's that simple.
That is great. That's going to be really fun.
And they sound awesome.
That is great. So far you're talking to people about rhythm, you're talking to them about geography of the harp, and you're talking about cool chords, which is great. So it's going to spice up people's playing, no matter what they're playing. So that's 3 out of 9.
Okay, next, I'm so glad you asked. Next is called the musical equation. The geography of the harp workshop was so popular and was so well received. People wanted more of that. And so I put together the musical equation, and let me read the equation to you. Me plus the harp plus practice equals perfection.
Oh.
That's the musical equation. So we're going to take all of these geography of the harp concepts and all of these ideas and just put them on steroids and have a little more fun. And it's really a cool.
That's great. So Einstein, step aside. We've got a new equation. All right, great. So that's 4.
Exactly.
That's 4. That's 4 out of 9. So then the others.
Okay. Then we have a workshop called From Start to Finish. A lot of people who want to arrange and want to compose just have a mental stumbling block when it comes to, I need an introduction. Well, what's my introduction going to be?
Interesting.
And why does everything I write sound like Alfie? It's like, what do I do? So introductions, people seem to just have difficulty with that. And I have just simplified it and made it very easy to comprehend and to come up with something. And it doesn't have to be the most complex thing you've ever done in your life. An introduction can be very, very simple. All you've got to do is bring in the tune. And then you've got interludes between your verse and your chorus, or interludes are very important if you're a singer. If you're a singer with the harp, you don't want to be singing for 2.5 minutes nonstop. You want to give your voice a rest. You want your fingers to be, making the music, and then your voice is going to come in later, and it's going to add more variety to the music. So, and then thirdly, we've got endings. A lot of people can write a piece of music, or they can arrange a hymn or a pop tune or something, and then they don't know how to come out of it.
Wow.
And so this workshop teaches you intros. And I come up with like Latin intros and Montuno and, when to do this and when to do that. And don't do this ever, and just
Well, it sounds like, and I know that you're an arranger. You've arranged so much material, and so this is really great that you're sharing this with other harpists, so they're going to be able to do it. That's great. All right, so you've got rhythm, you've got shapes, you've got geography, you've got equations, you've got arranging. Okay, so now the last four.
Okay, so here we go. And next is cascading arpeggios.
People love those.
I say to people, how long do you plan on playing the harp? And they say, well, the rest of my life. Well, what are the two things a harp does well? And of course, everyone answers the question with glisses and arpeggios. And I say, how many times do you want to learn arpeggios in your life? Do you want to learn arpeggios every time you play them? Or do you want to learn them once and then put that information in your harp toolbox and then just pull it out whenever you need it? So this workshop gives you all the tools you need so that you only have to learn arpeggios one time and you've got everything you need for the rest of your life.
Wow, this is great. So what's next? There's three more.
Okay, I'm going to save inspired composing for last. The next is from hymnal to harp. Because I'm a gospel jazz arranger and a lot of people wanted to know, how do you do what you do? I just gave away the farm and I wrote a workshop and taught everybody how to do it. And, when in doubt, drop two voicing is your best friend. Oh, really? What's drop two voicing? Well, come to my class and I'll teach you. So
cool.
It's just
that sounds great. I don't even know what that is.
All kinds of when to use an arpeggio in an arrangement and when to do this and when to do that and what make. Okay, and most hymns are four.
Now you don't have to give it all away because we're going to come to the class.
Okay.
So that's...
Most hymns are four-bar phrases. So arranging a hymn is very, very simple. You can make it tiny little bite-sized pieces of an arrangement. You can change the arrangement every 4 bars and keep your audience interested.
Wow,
so,
cool.
About that.
That's great. Okay, so I think that leaves 2 more or 3 more. How many?
Well, that leaves 2 more.
Okay.
One is, where did it go? Jazz technique for the harp. Jazz technique for the harp. And it just so happens that there are reminiscences of Deborah Henson-Conant because you taught me slap bass.
Right. Yep.
And walking bass.
Yep.
And let's see, drop two voicing. We'll cover drop two voicing again because that takes a little work. And touch damp, where you play the strings, but then you come back to the strings and it gives kind of a percussive, and then the harp rings because of all the sympathetic vibration. I'll go into a lot more explanation and a lot more vibration in the class, but we will just beat that harp to death. That's all.
Oh, great! That sounds really good. Now the harps will be afraid to come. So you know what I love? What I love about this is that I do a lot of these things and I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. And so I can't necessarily describe it. And it sounds like you've broken a lot of it apart and you're going to be able to really, break it down and give it to people so they're able to do it. And that sounds great. Good. So that leaves one.
That leaves one more, which is kind of the icing on the cake, is called inspired composing. Every piece of music, no matter what style, no matter what it is, has 5 aspects. One is time signature, one is key signature, one is tempo, whether it's fast or it's slow, is it a ballad or is it, a jig or whatever. Form, is it theme and variation, is it ABA, is it a rondo, whatever. And I'll explain all of the, if you're not familiar with those terms, I explain all of that stuff, so just bear with us. And then style, do I want to write a Celtic tune? Do I want to write a love song? Do I want to write, something jazzy? What is the style? So in this class, I just put it out in the room. I'm like, okay, somebody give me a key signature. Somebody give me a time signature. Somebody give me 3 notes. Now somebody else put those 3 notes in order, and then we pick the tempo, the style, and the form of the piece of music. And in an hour, we write about 16 bars of music, and it's interactive. The entire class is doing the composing. I am nothing more than the facilitator. I tell you, well, yeah, we could do it that way, but yeah, you might want to try to do this because it's going to lead you into the B section or something. There are going to be times where I'm just facilitating and trying to get it, so that they're successful. I want the composition to be successful, something that they can take home and play. And I will mention that at the beginning of the class, I send around a piece of paper and I get everyone's email address, and I tell them I will take your because it's the class's, not mine, your composition. I'll take it home. I will transcribe it in Finale, which is a music notation software, and I will email a PDF of the piece of music that we wrote to everybody who came to class.
Wow, that is incredible. So, I know there's other wonderful teachers at this festival, but I'm just thinking that just to come and go through all this stuff with you is really amazing. That is incredible. Wow.
We're going to have a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And it's a beautiful, beautiful place. I don't know if you've been there before. It's a really gorgeous place. So let me ask you something, Frank. You have arranged a lot of music, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you even know how many titles you've arranged?
88.
Okay.
Well, 88 arrangements and compositions together. There are 80 pieces in the catalog. So
this is really great because you are sharing, you've experimented and experienced so much music, both, the classics that people, I don't mean classical music, but, classic music that is, time tested, and you've arranged it. And then you've also composed music, and now you're sharing what you've learned at this festival, which is really amazing. Out in San Francisco, in the San Francisco Bay Area. I had no idea. I knew you were coming. I knew it was going to be exciting. I assumed there was going to be something about arrangement, but I had no idea that you were going to be sharing this much. This is really amazing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope I can sit in on some of that. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to tell people, about you're also going to be doing a short concert, are you?
I will be playing a short concert. I was going to play a concert on lever harp and pedal harp. However, Felice, I am the opening act for Felice Pomerantz, and she is just an amazing pedal harpist. So I'm going to leave the pedal to her, and then I will be the opening act on a lever harp.
Oh, that's great. And what's great about that is that I know that there's probably half pedal and half lever harp players at this festival. Mm-hmm. So each person will have a chance to be able to say, that's my harp up there. I could do that. Frank, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me about this, and I'm really excited, and I can't wait to see you there.
It's been wonderful chatting with you. It's great to see you as well. You look wonderful.
Thank you. So do you. I love how we both have harps sticking out of the back of our heads, as it should be.
That's just what we do.
Right. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.